Venus is in Scorpio. Venus in Scorpio. I really didn't even acknowledge the fact, that Mercury is in the Sagittarius, and that is actually a beautiful shift, you know, because now it's time to really talk about what we want to talk about now. The Sagittarius energy is all about your purpose and how far you're going, and where you're going to take it, So it's some beautiful energy. Scorpio is as well. Venus being in Scorpio is very transformative. It's letting you know now your relationships are definite. It's almost like your relationships are like, damn, I couldn't have that with this person. That's literally what I'm saying. I couldn't have that with this person. I couldn't have that with them. Whether this is a friend or whether this is a partner, I couldn't have that with them. So you're seeing something new. You're seeing that all of your changes that you were making in the past relationships that you were in, whether this is friends, foe, you surrendering that was the right thing to do, because the new is showing you that, goddamn, actually, in actuality, vulture spirit, nothing is wasted. In actuality, So me clearing out that clutter, doing what I was supposed to do, getting what was holding me up out the way so my schedule can clear, so now I can make time for what I'm actually waiting for, which is these sweet results. You know what I'm saying? All it took was me to surrender. And not just surrender, but set healthy, not just surrender, set healthy boundaries. Exactly. Armadillo spirit. Because see, when you start to set healthy boundaries for yourself, like for example, I'm going to start to do this for myself and this for myself in many different areas, whether this is health, mental, physically, emotionally, whatever it is. When you start to set these boundaries, you begin to embrace the in-between. Now you're like the flamingo. You're like, you know what? I got to make sure I get what's done for me and whatever else I'm supposed to do. Okay? And then that whatever else, you begin to bring ideas to life, freeing yourself, and then your life begin to speed up, you know what I'm saying? But then, as your life begins to speed up, you realize, everybody is not quite who they say they are because of what they require from you now. You're not who you used to be. So now what they require from you now, you're having to realize, look, you're not alone. Yes, I'm doing this on my own now because of what just transpired, but I'm not alone. So that actually sends you into a different state. So where you actually go from bringing, what's this right here? Yes, bringing your ideas to life, like writing them down and setting the agenda to do it. Now you're actually like, this is all I'm going to be doing. Dream the world into being, the lizard spirit. This is all I'm actually going to be doing. Matter of fact, because it shouldn't even have to work like that, so this could definitely be something that you're dealing with in relationships that you are around right now, whether this is family, friends, you know what I'm saying, partners, stuff like that. People are not who they say they were to you. Now, they may be who they say they are to other people and other things and show up how they need to show up, and that works for that other energy. But the way that they are bringing themselves to you, it's absolutely no longer working for you anymore. And you're noticing now that the new you, it's okay to do that, that you have been doing that. And if you haven't, you're going to be doing that, now it's okay to do that. You're going to start to tend to those small things in your life. And all of the old will begin to leave, So Venus in Scorpio is definitely very heavy, because Venus is heavy relationships. Venus is committed relationships. So that is things like families and marriages and long-term relationships and stuff like that, friendships. But we're coming into energy now where we want our own power. it seems like for so long our power has been manipulated. You know what I'm saying? And not just manipulated from someone else, but from ourselves too. You know, we had to realize that once we co-create with our ancestors and the spirit, those times of luckiness will find us. The energy that we need will find us to be able to accomplish what we need, and we can be able to live those infinite possibilities and live in our stories and sing our songs. You know, so you're learning something very delicate right now. Learn how to watch your words, because everybody is not who they say they are. Just keep hearing it. And the more that you hone in on bringing yourself closer and closer to yourself, the further and further those people who are not meant to go with you on these phases of your life, the further and further they will get. Okay? But Spirit wants you to know that miracles are endless once you set healthy boundaries and believe in yourself and embrace the in-between. Because it's an in-between, embracing the in-between, a prime example of that is saying no. Okay, saying no, actually. Like, there's no, I'll get to it later. No, it's like, no, actually. Or it's a very kind understanding of who, or of how you would need to respect me now, you know? So however you want to put it. Because things are starting over now. When you have a different time for beginner's mind, when you let your ancestors, like I said, be the way, let spirit be your guide, things get a little different. And people think that spirit is far from us, but it's not. You know, the simple fact on the ancestors living in our DNA, the simple fact on us trusting ourselves, you know, and understanding that transformation is beautiful. We're embracing our ancestors, so shit, we be doing it, period. It's just that now the thinking on the feet brings that to light a little bit more, the fox spirit, you know. Because you have actually learned from the past. I had to tell somebody that today. I was like, you need to actually learn how to be grateful for who you are. The fact that you can actually be there for yourself and another, and the universe is still putting you in better situations no matter how long it's taking. You need to be grateful to, and you are not outside. Okay? You have gotten a long way by yourself. You can actually say that. I said you got your job. Yeah, you may not be self-employed, but you got your job. You know how long it take a lot of people to get to work 2 jobs and get their dream, or get their basic life in order, and you done gotten that together. You know what I'm saying? You done gotten your shit together with that. Off of your 2 9 to 5. So keep going, or however the schedule works. You know, stop beating yourself up for what the world is actually making you. The world is making you a better person, and that's what it's supposed to do, so you can get through this shit. You don't have nothing else to do, you know. The only other thing else you got to do ancestors just don't want me to be out here not jigging around. That's the second little cotton patch round and the cuts playing on the shit. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's all you gotta do is be your motherfucking self. Be it the best you can be. Okay? And make sure everybody can see. But the best you can be. Okay? Not the worst you can be. Alright.